For multinational corporations, a balance sheet is more than just a financial report. It's a high-stakes legal instrument. Whether you're a foreign subsidiary reporting to a US parent company or a merger or preparing for an acquisition of some sort, your financial statements abroad bridge the gap between two separate worlds, and especially if they're located in another country around the world. Your US GAAP, or Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, and these two standards might be the local standards in that region or in that country in connection with the US GAAP, which is the Generally Accepted Accounting Principles inside the United States. And those two might not map exactly. A mistranslation of a contingent liability or an accrued expense can misrepresent your company's valuation, and it could lead to very severe regulatory issues in the processing of your documentation or your application or submission to the IRS. That could create problems with the SEC and the IRS, which none of us as business owners want to deal with. Hi, my name is Jason Ehlinger from TaikaTranslations, and our company has extensive experience dealing with international finances and the processing of documentation for organizations all around the world. We've dealt with some of the most high-profile litigation and corporate content for over 16 years. And we've managed the international content processing for organizations around the world that cannot afford one single point of failure. This complexity is why financial translation is considered one of the specialized branches of the professional linguistics industry. It requires a deep understanding of how the companies work and how interrelated tax systems work, as well as all of the terminology that relates to both worlds. International reporting standards such as IFRS or the GAAP in the United States, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles in the United States, have to be mapped correctly to ensure that all of your submissions to the organization or the entity where you may be submitting your documents, for example, the SEC or the IRS, are mapped correctly and processed transparently and compliantly. For this reason, we ensure your chart of accounts is translated using the specific terminology that the US requires and the US auditors need to see, and the big four firms actually require in the processing of that documentation. This process includes the translation of complex consolidated reports, ensuring that every line remains consistent across the balance sheet and the income statement and the cash flow statement. In connection with that, a very significant portion of the information within those documents is often found within the notes and in the supplements to the financial statements. That include things like debt, leases, tax holds, tax positions, and any other type of transaction that may not be clearly understood in another language is correctly mapped to the correct place in your financial document translation. This technical precision must also be matched with a rigorous data security protocol. In the corporate world, a premature leak of a financial statement can cause catastrophic outcomes, which is why we operate under the principle of least privileged access. This means that only vetted experts with a specific need to see your files are granted access, and that through secure portals, completely avoiding all risk of standard emailing processes where required. We treat every document with the same level of care that we treat any of our very high-profile litigation cases, where the chain of custody and data integrity are non-negotiable. Under the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, maintaining strong internal process control is vital, and it's a regulatory necessity. Using a professional third-party firm for your financial document translation is a necessity and often upholds your commitment to transparency and compliance. In addition to that, it falls into the best practice category for entities around the world that have to report in another country. And it helps to demonstrate your commitment to a neutral oversight processor, giving your board and investors confidence in your reporting. By prioritizing these protocols, it ensures that your global data is accurate, secure, and ready for any audit. If you're interested in streamlining your global financial reporting, then I invite you to connect with my team at TaikaTranslations.com. Visit TaikaTranslations.com today to learn more about our track record in helping people maintain financial compliance.